That's the new SVGU 3.0.
Yeah.
So what it's designed to do is be a little more interactive. I mean, it already is interactive with the 360 environment, but now the users will be able to use their hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see my hands.
Let's say you're doing a square test. You want to circle a hail hit, inside virtual reality. Now we can augment. It's called augmented reality. Or so you could pick up a piece of chalk and use it, or you could put on a tool belt, and you actually see your hands inside the environment. And we can go back and forth between a virtual reality and an augmented real reality, where we have pop-ups. So we're just working on a first set of courses for that. Unbelievable training experience.
Yeah, I can already see what
I think we're live, man. I think we're live. So you want to take those off? You look a little silly. I started from my basement as a contractor and eventually grew it to 18 states and 173 million in sales. Booyah, baby! Either the next guy's going to win the deal or you're not going to get the deal.
The velocity of information through your company. We understand that this is valuable stuff.
I think the contractor should be talking directly to the carrier because they're doing the work. You brand yourself as being an expert, and you create your own following.
It's the nightmare of being a small business owner. You just happen to have found this amazing niche.
Hey guys, Delmedico SVG Storm Ventures Group. We're here live on the SpeakEasy. We used to drink a lot of alcohol in these things.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Now we're drinking water.
All right, I'm drinking water.
Kind of laid off the whole. It's getting a little out of control. People putting whistle pig.
A little whistle pig.
Today we got Chris Niles, Swiggle Media, on the set. Yes. Chris is one of the outside agencies I use. I use a couple. And today we're going to talk about outside agencies.
Yep.
The pros and cons. We're going to talk a little about Facebook ads, LinkedIn, email drip campaigns. What else out there? Twitter. I don't even use Twitter.
LinkedIn,
Snapchat.
Facebook, Snapchat. TikTok, actually. Great one.
See, I don't use Twitter or Snapchat. I don't know nothing about them. My daughter uses Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's probably something she shouldn't use.
I mean, it's
They send pictures and they disappear, so people are sending weird naked pictures and stuff. Just kidding. How the hell would you use Snapchat for business?
Actually, we had somebody who would put their business on there and just be local in a place and just would post it on there all the time, over and over and over again. And they would do public stories. So on Snapchat, you can actually go onto it and see who else posting from that area.
You lost me at hello. Right?
And
there's so much stuff out there; it gets complicated.
So much.
So we're gonna talk. We'll get to all that in a minute. We're gonna talk about some of those different platforms. I also want to talk. I want to do a recap of our Infusionsoft meeting today, now called Keep. Interesting.
Yeah, very.
I want to talk about the typical marketing manager versus the new chief marketing officer role in some companies as they scale, and how they manage outside agencies. Some of the guys might be ready for that.
Yep.
But before we get into that, Chris, let's talk a little about your backstory. That's why I want to bring people on. I like to talk about their little story, how we met, which is now 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
5 or 6 years now.
Yeah. So
wow.
Now I know your story. You're based out of Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
I was introduced to you by somebody way back.
Was it Harvey?
Yeah, I think so. Referred by Harvey.
Yeah, probably Harvey.
And we met, and I was I'd already been through some of these guys, maybe 20 outside agencies.
Yeah.
You go through a lot of them.
I'm sure everybody else is.
Just want to find somebody that knew enough about Facebook ads to help manage the process better. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when I first started SVG, I did my own Facebook ads.
Yep.
I learned how to launch the ad campaign. I selected my audience variables. So I know the basics of how to launch ads and how to manage them. It just becomes very cumbersome when you're busy running a business. Yeah. It's almost a full-time job to run Facebook ads. But let's start from there. When I met you, and Swiggle's really grown now through the industry. You got a lot of contracting clients.
Yep.
I should get a big on that, of course. From everybody you met at the Winter Storm Conference, everybody comes on here, and I'm like, if I just got 3% for all the transactions, the claims, the public adjusters, the attorneys, the marketing guys, I could retire.
You've retired already now, for sure, without doubt.
But you've grown over the years. You've scaled your business. So let's talk a little about Swiggle and yourself and how you got into SEO and Facebook ads.
So I actually started when I was like 16, roughly, doing PPC ads for mesothelioma and those kind of ad campaigns because you could rank a website in 2 days. And then for college, I actually became a project manager. for a construction company in Orlando, and that's how I paid my way through all my college, all my degrees, all of it. And
you went social media marketing?
No, actually, I was actually a project manager. I actually
manager.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
hands-on.
Hands-on. Oh,
I can't picture that.
Oh, dude, I can sling some
Contractors don't
freaking
wear
tile.
pink shirts and vests, man. Come
Get
on,
out there, yeah. I can put columns up, hang siding. I even know what a water level is. Like I would love to see how many people today knew.
Can you
what
install a
level.
roof?
Yes, sir.
Can you tear off a roof?
Not. Can I tear off a roof? I think that's the first job I made me do was tear off a roof.
How'd you do it?
Shovel
the
entire time.
Okay.
And then during the recession,
Hey, flip your hands over. Let's see if he's.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, those are clean, man.
Now they are.
Oh,
Now they're
I still
clean.
got some callus back in the day.
I don't have any classes anymore. Now it's all like just like this. And then during the big recession, like when everything went to downhill, like 2008, 2009, is when we all started talking again about getting back into marketing, and that's actually what took the business. That's what got us through the whole like that downtime. Was we started doing marketing, came up with new unique points, and we did hard PPC.
When did you launch Swiggle per se?
2000 and I launched my first marketing company in 2009 was the first one, 2009, and then Swiggle was 2012. So 2012, 2013.
I think I met you like 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So good. You got it. You have all kinds of customers, not just contractors. You got some in Florida, like a surf shop or boat marina.
Yeah, marinas. I got boat builders, actually like big name yacht brokers and yacht companies. So yeah.
So I've had like Joseph Hughes on here, Contractor Dynamics. I've
Love
had Dimitri
Joseph.
Lipinski. I've had different guys. And what I noticed and using different agencies is there's a whole lot of things. There's a menu of stuff guys can do. If you could pick, and they all say they can do everything, even Chris.
Yeah.
But if you could pick 1 or 2 things that you're really good at, because there's usually 1 or 2 things they're really good at, not everything.
Yep.
What are they? I think I know the answer.
Yeah, Facebook, LinkedIn, and follow-up sequences and drips, stuff like that. But I mean,
Facebook ads and drips.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, you've been
Drips, he's talking about email drips
Email
to
drips,
keep the customer engaged. They call it nurturing.
Yep, nurturing.
Nurturing the customer.
That's actually something we learned a lot with you too. Is like we got so much better about it because we did so many with you guys
Over time.
Yeah.
So what I know, a lot of guys are watching us. You hear the complaints, and first of all, a contractor will complain about anything. I'm the same way. I keep you up till midnight sometimes because you might have one grammar issue on a thing. I'll notice on a sponsor, I'm like, dude, you didn't put a comma in a third sentence, and
Yep.
So your customers, especially in that, because you're representing a brand online, can complain about virtually anything. There's a lot of people in a space that are startup companies that claim to do everything and are learning as they go, and that's how entrepreneurs start. But it's left a bad taste. Not just contractors, but anybody using an outside agency. Meaning,
for sure.
Some folks out there are just not doing a good job. There's some people that take money or get some retainers and don't produce at all.
Yeah.
I think they get washed out quick. I think every company's going to make mistakes as they grow.
Yeah.
What say you about the evolution of your industry of outside agencies?
Well, so I originally had to deal with the SEO. Like SEO was it was the big hot topic for a while. That keyword, everyone's like, oh, I want to be into it. And these guys, same with Facebook ads, they take one online course and think that they know how to do all this stuff. Right. And that's what we found. Is like these guys took one course and thought like, oh, I can do this and this for everybody. And
I'm a guru.
Yeah, they all think they're gurus. They all know what's going on. And that's actually been something we've had to fight against for many years. People like, I know how to do this. And like, okay, let's see. And then, we everybody thinks that marketing, SEO, and Facebook ads everybody's bad at it. That's because there's been so many people who got in the market that were.
But there are some folks good.
There
at
are
it.
some good at it.
And obviously you wouldn't be doing this business with me for 5 years if you're bad at it, because you know how I am. I'm picky.
Cutthroat. It'd be gone immediately.
But I also know that an outside agency can't be they can't do everything.
No, you can't.
And for example, one of the reasons you and I work together is I'm good at copywriting. I wrote a book. I'm a freak about grammar and English. I might not look like I am, but I am. So when there's an ad out or a headliner or a Facebook ad, to me, I'm looking at it from my client, my customer, which is now B2B. Back in the day, it was a property owner, and I messed around with Facebook ads even as a property owner. Yeah. Way back in 2012, when I was still running, I still had 10 states. Office of 10 states, and we were playing around with Facebook ads back then, and I learned back then what would attract a property owner to click on an ad, and what kind of headliner. So I had some early experience in Facebook ads, but now it's B2B.
Yep.
And now primarily it's the contractor, it's the owner entrepreneur. A lot of guys that are watching this right now. Mm-hmm. And what kind of headliner? So when I see a Facebook ad, it's not just the video.
No.
It's the copy, it's the call to action, it's the first couple sentences. And you and I go back and forth on it over
the
time.
time, all the time.
You know, I'm like, dude, that headline is not going to work, or that call to action is not going to work. And we, you know, as a team, you come up with a better Facebook ad.
Yeah.
And I think some contractor owners out there, because they're so busy running their businesses, they turn everything over: the video, the copywriting,
everything,
the audiences, variables. And a lot of techie guys out there might know how to connect the ads, but they have no clue how to write copy.
Yeah, and that's actually something we were talking about earlier. Is like how we all speak differently, and like you know how to speak exactly to your audience. And what we were talking about, owners. Owners are the most passionate person about their business. They care more, and their voice is what has got them to that point in their lives. And taking like I can never be able to speak in exactly your tone ever,
Right.
and that's one of the things that most people don't do. They allow somebody else to take care of all of that,
Right.
and that's not what.
And I think the entrepreneur who knows their customer, whether it's a roofing contractor, a GC, or a B2B person, I think they should take the time when they're working with an outside agency to review and oftentimes write the copy.
Yeah.
And even on the email drips, write the drip. You might not be the best writer, but you still understand that ultimate customer better than an outside agency. It's just my personal belief. And I think some of these guys don't do that.
Yeah.
And they let these agencies write it, and they don't get the results they like.
And they just let them write it, and they don't ever double check it. They never double check it. And it's like, when you're writing as a company, you know, the culture is such a big thing right now. You know, we're talking about how you come up with culture in your company. And if you don't have that culture expressed in your emails and in your campaigns, no one's ever going to feel it. And like, I'm not in your company, I'm not in your culture, so I'm not able to write that way all the time. So we try. I mean, everybody always tries, but you know, you're more passionate about your business than anybody else is.
Well, we get a lot of leads online.
Yeah.
I mean, 80% of my leads, B2B, come from Facebook ads. Maybe 20%, well, we get a lot of referrals too. 20% from referrals. We're starting to get some IG stuff. We haven't really pushed in that segment. We just got on Instagram 6 months ago. You're telling me to get on Instagram like 2 years ago, and I'm like, dude, there's no contractors on Instagram. I thought only my daughter was on Instagram. And then one day she goes, Daddy, because she's an Instagram guru. She goes, Daddy, why aren't you on Instagram? Get on Instagram. So I went on there for the first time, and I put my personal profile up. Then I noticed all these people I do business with, even the contractors, all have Instagram accounts. So, you know, I'm like, guys, set up an Instagram. So we just got an Instagram, I don't know, 6 months ago.
6 months, yeah. Okay.
And we're starting to now get leads off that. Not as much as Facebook.
No.
And so, but we're still getting them.
And that's what, like, TikTok's going to be the next big thing. LinkedIn's another one, too.
TikTok?
TikTok? You ever used TikTok yet?
TikTok is.
Oh my God. So TikTok, if you ever
singing thing?
No.
Oh.
Have you ever used Periscope, or you ever used Vine back in the day? It's literally short videos, like a couple seconds, and they're from around the world. It's just a video, and you have attributes in the app that can like change the way the video looks, how it sounds, all kinds of stuff. TikTok is growing. It just became the second most downloaded application in the world.
How do you monetize?
Give me an example
monetizing.
A viral video in the roofing industry. It's not going to like direct leads. It's there. They have an advertising platform on there.
How do you direct it to a certain audience?
You don't.
You don't.
You gotta have hashtag. Well, you can direct it by hashtags, but it's people who follow you and people who are gonna be looking for something.
That sounds like advanced stuff.
It is. It is.
Let's do the stuff that I know. Like a lot of contractors right now for the first time are moving into Facebook ads.
Yeah.
A lot of them are complaining they don't work. I don't know if that's saturated markets or they have bad outside agencies or maybe they don't know what they're doing.
All the above. And then I think right now with the political ad spend out there, it makes it a little more difficult. So we're seeing higher cost per conversion than we have in years.
Here's what I think. I think that's part of it, but I think their copywriting's off. I think the videos that they're using aren't attracting the audience because it's too much of a sales pitch, not content related. And I think where that customer goes if they are interested in clicks is very important.
Yeah, landing pages. Yeah.
Landing pages. So let's talk about that for a minute because for me here on B2B, like if somebody clicks on something, you know, I like the combination of the landing page and also the quick connect lead form.
The quick connect lead forms are.
Because like for me, my client is a contractor out near the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are busy.
Yep.
So they don't want to go through a lengthy. They're not a 20-year-old sitting around like Bronson's clients trying to like figure out how to stop delivering Domino's pizza next week, right? So that kid will sit up till midnight going through a funnel going, hey, this is how I'm going to be rich. That's a different customer. I think an entrepreneur, it's a daylight hour issue. So like the funnel, when they land, you might get their interest for something. Let's say to sell tickets for my conference.
For the Windstorm Conference.
But before they get to the checkout, let's say they're interested in a video. Like, you know what, I might check out the Windstorm Conference. And they go to the next page. So they click. What happens on that next page? If that next page doesn't capture them as a lead,
instantly,
we failed.
Yeah.
Before they got a cart, before they learned about a price, why would they enter their email and name? And I shouldn't be telling people this because I get out of trade secret. but you know what? Most people fail to execute, so I don't really care.
Yep.
But why would they enter their information before I even present a price of my product? So whether that's a free download for a book, whether it's more information about yada yada, before I even start talking about price of what it is they're interested in or what, I want to try to capture their info.
We add value. We add value as much as we can to get that information.
And I see guys, what I see guys doing with somebody, because I click on them sometimes. Some of these guys, these Facebook ads for like roof inspections and different things. They're sending them to a website, and
they're sending them to the homepage at that.
Homepage.
Yeah, just directly to the homepage.
That's a rookie move.
Yep.
I don't know if agencies are doing that, but some of the guys trying to do their own deal. Nobody wants to go to your website. Nobody cares about you. They care about their own pain. What are you going to do for me? So before you sell a product or a service or present something with a price, what are you going to do for me? That's what I start with on a landing.
The pain points immediately. Like hit the pain points and how you're going to resolve
Can
them.
I get a free financial snapshot? Can I get an ebook download? Da da da. Before I even start getting into my whole little sales pitch, how are you going to help me? Because if I don't sell them at the cart, and 80% of the time I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't care how good your funnel is. People don't want to slide that card. I want their information.
Always.
Because then my team's going to do what?
Follow up.
They're going to call and close. Close. So that's the other key segment in this whole deal is you have to have somebody that you have to have that immediate lead notification. And we've learned that over the years. Immediate lead notification, so we can call and close for the opt-outs.
What's it, like 30 minutes for what we were talking about? Like 30 minutes is like the optimal time to call. You have to call within 30 minutes. If not, like
or 72 hours. After 72 hours, they're going to forget they filled it out.
Yep.
Unless you hit them with a retarget. You know what I mean? So, but 72 hours is a sweet spot. The best is to call them right away.
Instantly. Get it, then call.
And so the same with a homeowner, I would suppose. You guys watch this, are selling B2C, the property and the homeowner. Before you start talking about your free roof inspection and your hey, I'm going to come out and give an estimate, there's a storm. Okay, great. They're getting the door knocks, the flyers, they get that, especially a place like Dallas, right? So a lot of people are going to ignore that anyways. But if you did a more content landing page, like, let me explain 3 things to you about your insurance claim that nobody knows about and what you need to be a lookout for. Enter your information here and we'll download our policyholder facts, for example. Before I got into my free roof inspection, yada, 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 BS, they downloaded something. I got their email, their phone number, and their number. And whether they continued through the funnel to actually set up for my free roof inspection or hopefully call me or hopefully buy something if you're selling something on e-commerce like what I do, I got their information.
Yeah, always.
If I get their information, boom.
Because you can't. No one buys them the first time. You take like 5. I mean, it's 1 to 5.
Dude, I think even if you have a great product and price, I think 90% of the people end up at your cart opt out.
Yeah.
I looked at the rates. I don't care how good your
you
stuff is.
have to touch them 7 times at least minimum.
But if you can get their information,
I
won't say you own them, but there's a lot of things you can do with it.
Yep.
And we send them, in our world, we send them back to Infusionsoft or Drip Campaign, MailChimp, Salesforce. What's some of the others?
Active Campaign.
Active Campaigns. Whatever it is.
Constant Contact.
It could be midnight. Customer's laying in bed. Maybe it's a property. They see your little ad. They're somewhat interested. They want to download your 10 free facts about policyholder or policies or insurance claims or whatever. Maybe it's 10 points about a contractor. Although I think that's played out.
Just a little bit.
They enter their information now. If you have a good CRM that has a drip, they're immediately get an email.
Yep.
Here's your free. It doesn't take a human. It's automated. Here's your free information facts. By the way, we're going to send you some more information here over the next couple months about that's going to help you for yada, yada, yada. So they know they're kind of in a drip.
And then instant follow-up the next day saying, hey, also make sure you got this. If you have any questions, let me know. Give us a call. Give me
Along with hopefully a follow-up call.
Yeah.
So not only they go into your CRM, but you get lead notification, whether that's a sales manager, an office manager. I probably wouldn't send it to a sales guy in the field. I'd send that to the office so we retain it, and then we distribute the lead out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gets my qualifying at least a little bit too.
But that's the key. I mean, there's several variations of that strategy.
Yeah.
But most people aren't thinking about that. How do I capture the lead before I go into my sales pitch?
Everybody's always worried about just the lead. It's all. How many leads go that you get that nobody follows up with that just sit there dead? It's like that follow-up sequence for months and months and months and years to come. And you have somebody in there.
Well, a lot of contractors watch this, want to sell commercial, right? You're selling, so let's say you're marketing through LinkedIn, you're marketing through Facebook ads to REITs, property managers, commercial building owners, which is the data's there.
Yep, it is there.
Okay, they click on something. They might not make a decision for 3 to 6 months to even call you.
Yeah.
So you got to stay in their peripheral with a
all
drip.
the time, getting in front
with
of them.
retargeted Facebook ads.
Yep.
Now, as long as you're getting their information in your CRM, you can always pick up the phone and call them. But they might not be ready to make the decision. Sometimes they have to be they call them nurturing.
Yep, nurturing them.
They have to savor through the through the stuff, but they're there, and your systems now keeping them in a peripheral.
Yep. And that also gives you the opportunity to tell more about your company. Say like, hey, give a little branding, show them the accolades, and then always like the testimonials out there. Show them the testimonials. Show them why they should do business with you. That's huge. Like, hey, if you're worried about that, and it helps them convert and keeps them in there, it builds trust too. The more trust we can build, the better.
So what's going on new? So that's kind of my, and it took me a while to learn that process myself, because I went through that where I sent them to the website.
Yep.
I sent them right to the sales pitch. Sometimes we still do on a retarget, but they go through.
They've already seen you.
Whenever we set up a landing page now, we try to start with that process. What's a good way to get their information? What's some stuff going on in LinkedIn? Because I've tried just recently. We tried LinkedIn now 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. We built up the LinkedIn profile. We got some leads out of it.
Yep.
But it almost seems like we need someone dedicated, just like on Facebook ads, to sit there and like engage back and forth. Because ultimately, in my world, you're talking to a business owner.
Yeah.
And you can't really sales pitch through LinkedIn. It's more of an engagement, a nurturing. How do we manage that?
So we use LinkedIn, like, one of the best parts is on LinkedIn, you can go after a property title that you want to go after, like property manager.
Like property manager, okay.
Yeah. And for commercial, that's great. And we get to start the conversation organic. And how we're utilizing it is no one's going to buy directly via LinkedIn. What they will do is they'll get on, they'll say, hey, let's go meet up for coffee. They'll set some sort of organic style meeting or conversation that we can, meet them somewhere and actually get their information. Well, not get their information, but like get in front of them. That's the best part. And the other cool thing about LinkedIn is every single time you change something on your profile or you post something on your profile, it notifies everybody. Okay, so it notifies every single person on there. So it allows you to get in front of them over and over and over again without them knowing that you're advertising to them or actually marketing to them.
But would you agree it's definitely an engagement type of platform? Meaning
yes. Yeah,
if you're not engaging, and here's the other thing I would...
You have to engage on it.
We've used a couple outside people. We've hired some different folks that help out, and they have boosted our contacts and our connections. Yeah. Great. But my team's too busy to sit there and do the engagement. Yeah. And the owners that we're supposedly going to be engaging with, I personally think those communications have to come from me, or at least my flair.
Yeah, of course.
Meaning to delegate that to a secretary, no offense, but to an outside agency, that actual communication back and forth, you're going to lose that flair. An owner knows if they're talking to an owner, or if they're talking to some cheap message going, hey, come to my conference, or come to my seminar, or hey, do you want to meet for a cup of coffee? There has to be a little more personal flair there. What say you?
Oh, I completely agree. So when you start the conversation...
You can't really automate that. It has to be there.
Well, you can start at the beginning of the conversation, and as soon as it actually starts, you get a response back from an owner that actually engage in the conversation rather than say, oh, hey, thanks. That's when you immediately...
Maybe something like, hey, perhaps we should set up a call to discuss this further, and then the lead goes owner to owner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, because we did a great one's like, hey, I want to just put a face to the name. Let's call, let's get this on the books, let's get this set up immediately.
Did you have any success in LinkedIn leads?
Well, for
not just connections, but actual leads or lead conversion.
We put someone on about $1 million worth of work within the first couple weeks. That was pretty nice.
Really?
Yeah, on roofs they have estimates. I think they're going to be signing up. We have lots of people like that.
I'm not giving up on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up to them.
We need to dive into it now. Now, has LinkedIn changed any app? Because I used them also 7-8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Have they changed some things that allow that engagement to be easier? I know they have the email thing.
So think about this. Back in the day when you used to post on Facebook, it would go to basically 90% of the people who are connected with your Facebook page. Not your personal one, but your company page.
Right.
So LinkedIn basically is that right now.
Still.
You post on there, and it's going out, everybody's seeing it. They're sending out emails. You get the emails from LinkedIn all the time. Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. Congratulate so-and-so on their new job, their new promotion.
Is that showing up in a general newsfeed?
No, so yes, it'll show up there.
It'll show up in their emails.
It'll show up in their emails, both. So LinkedIn's emailing for you. So it's doing half the work for you. You post on there and people get notifications like, oh, hey, it's Anthohy just has been at SVG for the last 7 years. It's his anniversary. Wish him a happy anniversary. And it's a subconscious kind of thing. You're getting in front of them over and over and over again without them ever knowing.
Now, I have a LinkedIn profile on my personal one for my business. I think I've been on each of them maybe 3 times this year. My team goes on them, but I just don't go on them. Now I'm on Facebook a lot.
Yeah, you're on Facebook all the time.
Facebook is where the social. So for me, and I think you'll agree this is true, LinkedIn just doesn't have that social conversation presence where people are sitting on it 20, 30 minutes. Some people are sitting an hour or two a day.
Agreed.
And that's the difference between Facebook and LinkedIn. LinkedIn's more of a one-on-one engagement, but you don't have that group of people or those or whatever, sitting there going back and forth on social conversations that other people can see. It's more of a one-on-one engagement. Would you agree?
Yes, but there's also some of the private groups on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn actually has groups where you're getting those conversations.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, nobody's actually going into them.
So that's like a private Facebook group.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's powerful.
Yep. And the thing about you change anything on that, it's letting every single person who's in there know. And I can send a message directly to every single person in there at any given time.
I launched SVG as a private Facebook group in 2013. Before anybody really was on doing Facebook groups as a business, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, lonely. Downsized my business. I'm like, man, I want to connect with some other entrepreneurs. But I downsized my business, and I was still trying to figure out how I was gonna recreate myself, and I was still doing a lot of stuff in the industry. So I started connecting with primarily owners or top sales producers.
Yep.
And a lot of them were just my friends. We're sharing ideas. And so and so invited so and so, and it just kind of grew. And now we got 9,000 people in a private group, and obviously you can see a lot of connections are made on that page. So I understand the power of the private page. Mm-hmm. And I also remember when the public page, people used to actually see your stuff on your public page. Remember?
Yeah,
all the time. You post something, you get like 100 likes, da-da-da. Now, unless you're paying for a Facebook ad boost,
nobody's got it.
You might get 1 or 2 likes if you're lucky on the new algorithm. So
and that's why you have
changed.
Yeah, and that's why you have to post on, like, so if you post on your public page, like your company page, you have to share it from your personal page. So, like, you post it there first and then share it to your personal page. This is the only way to get engagement and traction back to
your public.
Now. Yeah.
So you should do the reshare from your public. We do that a lot. We share videos from the public. Usually back to the private or the personal
or to
page.
Your personal page, yeah.
My team's pretty good on that.
Yeah, that's good.
As many people here now, because on the organic, we do a lot of organic marketing. We do a lot of Facebook ads, but we really use the power of the private group, not just for our own stuff, but for our affiliate partners.
The amount of information that goes to that group is amazing. Like, people can post a picture and say, "Hey, what shingle is this?" And 10 people will be in there instantly.
Sometimes 100.
Yeah, and they're like,
"Hey, how do I install?" A piece of cedar on this angle and blah blah blah, and you'll get 100 comments. So, and we try to monitor. So on a private page, I have a rule with my team: they can only post so many advertising videos a day of our own stuff.
Yeah,
we don't want it to become a billboard. Now we're a little heavy because we're right before wind and storm right now. So people are like, "Yeah, I see the wind and storm stuff all the time." Well, we're 30 days out, so we're dominating that as much as we can to make sure people are aware of all the cool speakers and all that stuff. But for our affiliates, they can do 1 post per day. We're limited usually to about 4 or 5 marketing posts a day. I limit my team. Mm-hmm. And we try to let the social conversations breathe because people go on there to connect, engage with others. They don't want to be sold. Mm-hmm. But of course we use it to sell some stuff and advertise new product launches and stuff like that. But we really monitor that
but you guys are on all the time.
The sales stuff.
Yeah.
We there's a limit on it, both for affiliates and our own stuff. So, and that's turned out well for a lot of folks to engage, connect with other entrepreneurs and networks. So
it's been a nice little place for everybody to have.
So LinkedIn's a cool new deal. And by the way, we're going to be doing we're going to host a breakout session.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you're going to be the pro. I'm going to be the con. No, not the con. But I'm going to bring up the negatives because I'm not an agency, so I know what these guys are experiencing, and I can bring up a lot of those questions because I've already been through. I've been through 20 agencies, 3 internal chief marketing officers, and you start to learn what works and what doesn't.
Yep.
And how you use an agency, how you hold them accountable. Yep. I'm still holding you accountable.
Of course, every single day.
The weekly report, man. He's like, dude, I don't got time to weekly report. I got too many clients. I'm like, I need a weekly report. This is a 1 page. Usually do a monthly report, but we're moving so fast now. I really need a weekly report.
So we can make decisions quicker on the fly. Yeah.
Because sometimes, see, that's a little quality control improvement right there. Now I'm holding accountable to that. But for us, like when we launch a new campaign or get leads, I like to know if it slows down just at the end of the week, so we can make quicker adjustments on, okay, let's spend more money on this, or let's junk this, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, and that way we can decide, like, we'll find out why leads either went up or down, and then also we can make decisions going forward.
So I'm going to get my weekly report?
Yes, you'll get your weekly report. Yes.
Did you hear that, Kyle? No more months, we get a weekly. So see, everything's an evolution.
Everything.
So let's talk about video. How important is video in this?
The most important thing out there, period.
Right.
No one's got any time to watch, to look at just pictures or like just text only. Video is the most important thing out there right now.
Right.
We got to be putting on video on more than just one place too. Because everybody's just putting it on Facebook. There's YouTube, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. I mean, even LinkedIn, your own website. Video helps people. It helps people learn about you and your company. Mm-hmm. And then the best advice I can give is you have 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds, to get someone's attention. Right. Like literally, from the time it takes you to swipe up on your phone.
Somebody wants to watch an hour?
No. Well, no, I'm saying, like, you got to catch their attention.
Company, and blah, blah, also but you hit the snooze button. The snooze button?
Yeah.
I don't want to see this ad anymore. You like it, and you never see them again.
You have to catch their attention instantly, so that's a big thing.
Well, I think whenever you're hitting the target market, hey, my name's Anthohy, blah blah. I mean, you lost me at hello.
Yeah.
Are you a property experiencing these problems? Is this your pain? If you can hit that pain in the first 10 seconds with a question, you got my attention. I don't want to hear about you. I don't care about you.
Nope.
I don't care how many years you've been in business, your BBB report. So what?
No way.
Talk about my pain in the first 30 seconds, and then maybe I'll listen about you down in the bottom at the end. address my pain. And if you can do that in your headliners, your first 30 seconds of your video, you're more likely to get someone's attention. A lot of guys are going right into their sales pitch. Hey, you want a free roof inspection? They're not talking about the pain.
Yeah. And and something that's visually going to stop them in their tracks helps out a lot. You see a lot more conversion when you get somebody to dropping glass on the floor, and all of a sudden, what? And then they start watching it. So it makes a big difference.
Let's talk about what's some ways of holding. You're an outside agency. What's a couple ways of holding? A lot of guys use outside agencies. What's some different ways to evaluate an outside agency? How to hold them accountable? I mean, a weekly report's obviously
weekly report calls at least once a month minimum to actually explain what's going on. Having to make sure, like, a lot of these guys don't actually get connected to their Facebook accounts and their ad accounts and stuff like that, so they don't actually see what kind of traction is going on in there. They need to actually go in there and look at it and see what's going on, and having somebody explain. And the best part is, if someone will always say that they're always right, then obviously they're not going to be right all the time.
Right.
And they're trying to hide something, having them say, hey, if I had a mistake, explaining why they had a mistake, and asking questions. Asking questions is the most important thing. You got to ask questions. Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? And how can we come up with a plan to make this better moving forward?
And you should always be like a partner or business. I don't know the words for it on Facebook ads, but you should always be part of that ownership.
Oh, no matter what, if I can say nothing else, you should own all your accounts,
your assets,
every single, your website, your Facebook ad account, your Facebook page.
So so we had this company, but one of the companies here local, I'm not going to mention any local company, Fast something, it was one of those I shouldn't say their name. That's right. I don't want to get sued, man, but it's the truth. It's not slander. But they came in, talked a big game. I wrote a check for the first month. You read your retainer check, blah blah blah. But I started reading their contract after the fact, and they wanted, when they made the website, they owned the website URL. Yep. When they took all this time to create these, PPC campaigns and Facebook ad, campaigns and drips, they were on the ownership of it. I started reading the fine print. I think it was in month 2. See, even I make mistakes. This was just 2 years ago. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna, and I didn't read the contract. I read it into month 2, and I've already signed a 6-month or year contract like a fool. We make mistakes. And someone comes in, it sounds good. We sign contracts. We don't always look at it like we should. I got into month 2, and they still hadn't built out what they were supposed to. They were moving a little slow, which didn't go with their name fast. Blah, 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 but I won't say their name. But so I called the owner guy, and I'm like, look, you guys are slow. You haven't built out. He said, by the way, I also noticed in here, I said, once this is done, I'll spend X with you guys, which was like, if I remember, it was like $6,000 a month. It was like a $36,000 contract for just one section of my business. I'm like, by the time this is all done, I spent $36,000, and I don't own the freaking assets. Yeah. I said, that's got to change. He goes, that's not how we operate. Yep. I'm like, then I'm done. I cancel the contract. And he sends me a bill that following Friday for the rest of the $36,000. And I call him and said, dude, I'm going to report you to XXXY, Yelp, blah, blah. You won't get any more business in this industry or probably anywhere locally when I'm done. You didn't explain this contract when we sat face to face for 3 hours. And so he got us 2 months and he walked away. Yeah. And so people got to be careful of that, because some of these contracts are set up to not own the assets, not, websites, URLs. Yep. Landing pages even.
Landing pages, yeah. So some landing pages a little bit, that's different. That can be, because it's depending what software and if the client's got the software or not. But owning your website and owning your ad accounts.
URL name.
Oh, the URL name you should always own. You should always own your website and your domain name. And I can tell you, we had a fight with somebody for years that they didn't want to give up the domain name. We see it all the time. It's one of those things we go in.
2006 it happened to me again.
Really?
You do dumb things. Yeah. The vendor owned the URL. Yeah. But it was our name. You don't pay attention to something.
And the best part is, like, the one thing I can say to anybody, if somebody else owns your information, like your assets, while you're still in a good relationship with them, ask them to move it over to your name. Yeah. Like, do it immediately, because it's messed up.
Well, I know there's companies right now in this industry, they'll build your website for free. Yeah. But they own your URL and there's a monthly fee. I'm not going to mention any names. And it might work out for some guys because they don't have to pay that big upfront cost. It's a monthly fee, but I think it's a scary situation when things go south. Or maybe they raise their prices, or maybe you want to make change, whatever it is. You got to own your URL.
Well, they got you. They got you. I mean, there's nothing you do about that.
They locked you in, man. Wish I could do that. I wouldn't do that to a client. So look out for that. What's some other things to look out for in agencies? Pros and cons.
You always got to look out for, like, the people who are just going to do fly-by-night stuff really quickly, who don't actually care about, like, the end results, and who are going to get, accounts.
I'm not hearing about these guys, and they're not in our network, because a lot of them got blocked or deleted. I'm not going to mention their names either. By the way, if they're blocked or deleted off our page, that's because we got too many complaints. Yeah. And I'm not saying everybody has to be an affiliate, because there's actually vendors on our page that aren't actual affiliates. But if they're blocked from the page, I never did business with these people. They're blocked because our SVGU clients, I got 3 calls in and say, hey, this guy took 10 grand or 15 grand or 10 grand or 5 grand,
right.
never produced leads and never said they would do what they're going to do. Well, we just block them. Why keep those people on the page? And slowly you start getting rid of the shit on the bottom. And we keep the C and B players. You got to get rid of the rip-off artists. And then you still might have some C and B players on there. But we're real cognizant of that.
You've got to be. You've got to be. I noticed that over the past couple of years. How you guys done that.
So the question is why an entrepreneur, unless they're just hungry for leads, why they would fork out 10 or 15 grand to somebody they don't know for a book of leads.
Yep, I don't know.
Unless you know the person. If you know the person, it's different. But
at least drip it a little bit. Get some, get a little more. Yeah. Unless you don't business with them, or they have great ratings and stuff like that. But a lot of these guys are just not doing their due diligence and not actually looking up to see what the quality of it is.
Check the page, man. The good vendors are on the SVG page. They can't last. They can't last. I'm not going to name the names, but they know who they are. Well, they won't see this, but
they might.
They might have someone on the page watching.
I'm gonna get some hate mail tonight.
Get a couple losses. Man, they're slandering me, man. We didn't mention your names.
Yeah, nobody's name.
But I think while you guys watch this, no. Let's talk about. Again, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff more in depth in a breakout session at Win the Storm.
Yeah, the breakout will go over your question, people what you should ask, what I should ask, and how to build that relationship, how to make it better, and
because I can talk about the 101 ways to look out for the people that are going to rip you off, because I've already been there.
Yep. And
how to hold them accountable. I'm real big on accountability. Let's talk about the traditional marketing manager. I mean, a lot of these smaller contracting companies that are watching as public adjusting companies, even attorneys, a lot of them don't have full-time marketing managers.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
Yeah, a couple
of them have maybe even an office manager starting to do marketing, but really there's this new role, and I'm talking about entrepreneurship in general anywhere, called the Chief Marketing Officer. And it's usually in bigger companies, CMO, who's helping interface and manage an outside agency.
Yeah.
That's checking copyright. That's making sure the internal stuff's matching what the outside agency's doing, yada yada yada. Personally, because I've been through 3 now, and I got 1 hired. What's up, Kyle? Got 1 hired inside right now, because it's really such an important function. It's what I always performed in my own company. I'm a marketing manager of a public traded company back in the day. I got an MBA in marketing from the top 25 business school. I can absolutely perform that role, but as an owner CEO, you start getting so busy. That's an 8 to 10 hour a day deal. I think the CMO role for any entrepreneur is almost as important now, especially going forward in the future, is the traditional sales manager or production manager. What say you?
See, I almost want to even go one step forward. I don't even say CMO. I say CMOBD.
What's that?
Chief Marketing Officer and Business Development. If you're not also check, we'll see a lot of we see a lot of these guys who just go out there and say I'm Chief Marketing Officer, and then they really just go over copy, ads, and that's it. But they don't actually leave the full bottom line, how it's moving forward.
Absolutely, yeah. Marketing managers primarily new product development. Marketing used to do that. Advertise. It's anything to do with marketing. So you call it what you want, but a lot of guys, as they start scaling their companies, especially when you start talking about, I'm not talking 1 to 3 million, you start talking about 5 to 7 million, 7 to 10 million, 50 million, 25 million, 20 million plus. The traditional key managers were always the office manager, the sales manager, the production, sell, build, collect, the sales manager, the production manager, the AR, AP manager. Essential to any business at 1 to 3 million to start thinking about those 3 primary functions. And then you have auxiliary positions like the sales processor, someone do all the estimates. The QC inspector, the QC inspectors and runners that work under the production manager. You start thinking about scaling to a CFO who's now managing the AR and AP process. Those have always been traditional in contracting, roofing contract, general contracting, very important positions to scale. You can't scale without them.
No.
I'm starting to believe personally that the internal CMO position, you can call it a marketing manager now, it's chief marketing. People say CMO because now they're managing all this online stuff and all that stuff. I'm starting to think that that's a very important key manager position. What say you?
I agree with you. And because you also have to have you say it best, evolve or dissolve. And they have to be out there looking at everything, seeing what's going on and how they're going to change the business and plan, not just 1 week, month to month. I mean, you got to plan 6 months, a quarter, every quarter out.
And you have to have have an online presence to win.
Yeah, and somebody who can actually look at all aspects of the online presence, all the presence. I mean, a lot of people in here don't put enough of their they don't create a marketing budget properly, and we're not putting the.
That's me. I don't do that. I don't budget anything. It was man, what's your budget? I'm dude, I don't know budget. I focus on revenue.
More leads,
we're always focused on revenue. The expense, I just figured, but I do things the wrong way.
Well, but we just need more people doing like we need somebody who's in there who's going to have a full overall plan and view, and that helps out every single one of the agencies, anybody out there, because like one, they have like a direction where we're trying to go. We have an idea, a vision, and then there's also ways of breaking it down. And they should be in. There's probably one of the people who are be in connection with the CEO almost as just much as anybody else, because they need to know, hey,
it's a key management position.
Yeah,
and if you have an effective person, they can help. Relay communication to the outside agency, manage some stuff in house. Maybe eventually not even have an outside agency. Chris don't like that idea, but hey, let's just be honest. If you're really skilled, you could go in house. But no, most people are going to farm out some of that stuff. But the CMO can help manage the process, hold the outside agency accountable, and hopefully do some things internally that are intrinsic to the company, like organic marketing, like
getting people
managing a social media gal that might be at the front desk that's doing posts. There's a lot of organic stuff you can do that can create leads that an outside agency doesn't need to be doing. And
they also can help hold like the sales reps accountable of making sure they're getting the reviews. I mean, that's so important. Make sure you're getting reviews and they're actually presenting themselves properly and being able to see what the whoever's answering the phones, how they're answering the phones, going back and listening to them, like, hey, there's certain words you could say that are actually a lot better than other ones.
Are you watching how they answer the phones here?
Well, I mean, you gotta think about that. Like, it's
hopefully the sales manager's watching how they talk to customers. But I think
there's key words though. Sometimes a word means completely different. Like you can increase sales. Jordan Belfort, he's all about that. Like a couple words can change your conversion rate.
But the CMO is not going to train a sales guy.
No, they shouldn't train them. But they should actually know how the entire company is being presented at all times.
Yeah, online especially.
Yeah.
I mean, the traditional stuff's out the gate, man. Billboards, radio ads, all that stuff is still good.
Yep.
But you have to get into the. You have to win on. You have to get on the online side to be in the game. Got to. So CMO, new position. I might actually create a pay plan, a recruiting ad, a whole course for it.
Good one
for companies inside SVGU and then also for the contractor store. So, anyways, we're excited, guys. We're going to do a lot more. That you talk about this stuff forever.
Yeah,
we hit the tip of the iceberg. We probably gave away some trade secrets.
That happens.
But 90% of the people won't execute. So don't worry. The outside agencies watching this right now, they might execute a few things, but not everything. We won't even execute everything.
No.
Yeah. I can't even execute all the ideas I got.
You got too many ideas.
We met with Infusion. Yeah, we met with Infusionsoft today. I'm going to save that for When to Storm.
I'm so excited about that.
That's a whole new marketing thing where we might partner up with them and really help folks automate this whole drip Facebook plugin on a whole another level.
Yeah. With
a $700 million company. So that's kind of. We're not supposed to talk about that yet, but that's in the works. But guys, we're excited, man. Look for that breakout session, When to Storm. Chris Niles, Swiggle Media.
That's it.
Booyah, baby.
Booyah, baby.
See you soon.